I'm back in our project in the report view. As always, you can find the project attached to this lecture. In this lecture, I want to dive a bit into the basic concept behind the report view, how it works and which options you have. We had a look at the interface already in the second module of this course. Therefore, I'll focus on to the core functionalities here and less on the actual interface. However, I'm here in our measures page, and as you know, a report is kind of a combination of different pages with each page containing different visuals. In here we have a report with two pages, the relationships page and the measures page. Here this measures page, for example, consists of 5 individual visuals. You can now add additional pages to the report, either by clicking onto this plus symbol here to create a new page, or by right-clicking onto an existing page to then duplicate this page, which is what I want to do at this stage. Alternatively, you can also find this option up here in the Insert ribbon. Here, New Page would give you the same options, either create a blank new page or a duplicate page of the currently existing page. However, I want to stay in this duplicate page now, and first I want to rename it. To rename a page, you can right-click it and click rename right here, or double-click it, and let's call it maybe Playground, because we will delete this page at the end of this lecture probably. By the way, deleting then will work by either selecting this X symbol here or by right-clicking it again and pressing Delete Page. However, in here we can see that we have some visuals already. And if you look at the ribbons up here, if we select a visual, you see 2 additional ribbons are displayed, Format and Data Drill. Data Drill is a bit more advanced as it allows you to, add additional features to an existing visual. Will be covered in the next lectures, but let's skip this at this point. Format allows you to, change the way the visual is displayed here on the page. These are basically options you might know from Microsoft products like PowerPoint. For example, Align here works as you might know it. If you press Align Left, it's aligned to the left, so the currently selected visual. Align Center would center it. Align Middle would, for example, position it in the middle of the report. You can, of course, also select multiple visuals by left-clicking onto one, then press and hold the Control key on the keyboard, then select the second one, the third one, and so on. And if you then again go to Format, you can go to Align again and distribute the visuals horizontally and then align all to the top, for example, like this, or here maybe aligning to the middle would maybe make more sense. So these are some general options to work on the positioning of your visuals. Very important, if you unselect the visuals, you see that these ribbons are gone again. Besides that, you have other options. If you go to View, for example, you can see that you have options to position the visuals on the report page a bit more precisely. For that, you can first, for example, activate the grid lines. These are these little dots right here. And if you then also activate Snap to Grid and select the visual, you see that now you can move each visual along these grid lines. If you unselect Snap to Grid, you can just move it freely around. And if you're happy with the position of a specific visual, you can simply lock the object, then you can't select it anymore. This is then happening for all the visuals you have in your report though. However, I don't want to have any of these options for the moment, so let's unselect this one and that one. You then have more options to work on the general format of the data. For example, here you can define the page view. The default one is fit to page, like we have it right here. Fit to width would be this one, not a big change right here. And actual size would then show you the visuals in their actual size. As you can see, this is a good view if you want to work on the details, but generally for the purpose of this course, I'll stick to fit to page here. Phone layout would allow you to specify, a phone layout, so a mobile layout for your visuals. So you can then see this is the layout, and here you can then take a visual and position it right here, select it, increase the size, and so on. Not something we need at this stage, therefore we can unselect it. I just wanted to show you it here. In the right part, we have one important option at this stage, and this is this filters option. If you click it, this filter column right here is hidden. If you click it again, it's displayed. You can also minimize fields here by clicking onto this arrow symbol right here, right there, and right there. So if you have this view, then make sure to make these large again because we need all these fields here. And with that, I think this is enough to show you how you can work on the positioning of individual visuals and also on the report itself. If you want to create a new visual, you have two options here. The common option is to go to the visualizations column right here and then to, well, select a visual. For example, here, our stacked bar chart. Then you see a blueprint of this visual in the report page you're currently working on. You can then drag around this visual. You can increase its size like this, or make it smaller like this, or like that, right? So this is possible. And if you're not happy with the visual type you selected, you don't have to delete it. You can just select a different one right here and right there. And in this blueprint, the so-called tile, you can always see which chart type you currently selected. If you don't want to have the visual, then simply left-click onto it and delete it. Adding visuals is also possible in the insert ribbon though. So if you go right here, you can see you have the new visual option right here. Then this will add a default visual to your report page. But we'll dive deeper into creating visuals in the next lectures. Therefore, I want to keep it the way it is for this moment, and therefore we can delete this visual once again. One last thing I would like to add at this stage though is the addition of elements here. You can see this elements option. This allows you to either add text boxes, buttons, shapes, or images to your report. For example here, this text box allows you to add, well, plain text to your report. You can then select a specific font type and then add here just a test. You can, of course, then position it just as you want, so you feel free to play around right here. You can increase the font size and so on. And if you unselect it, you see that this is just a test. So we added plain text as a visual here on our report page. So this is a general idea of how the report view is organized. However, I don't want to work on this page though, therefore let's delete it right here and right there. And in the next lecture, we'll then create a new page and then really start creating our visuals. So let's get started.